Hey there guys, and welcome back to this next episode of Let's Play Star Fox... Yeah, Star Fox 1 Blind. And I'm still a little angry. Not because of last episode, but because of what happened when I tried to record this episode. You see, let me show something real quick. At the end of last episode, as you might have seen, though I did cut out a little bit because I was getting angry, when I game over the last episode, it set me all the way back at the beginning, at Corneria. And I didn't set a restore point, so I had to load it back up again. Neither of these were here before that episode. So I had to restart back up there and play through the first 3 levels all again before I could even start recording the next episode. Once I got to Sector Y, I made a restore point. It was actually over here, for reasons we'll get to. This didn't exist back then. It was still a thing from Route 1. But anyway, what happened was I loaded that one up and I played through the level, beat it. And then right here, as you can see, I started Venom. And I saved over that restore point because, or it's a spin point technically if you want to go by Nintendo's terminology. Because I thought I wasn't going to need to re-record. Well, I ended up playing through that part of Venom. Got all the way up to the final boss and I game overed on the final boss. So I decided, you know, I'll just restart here. That was the plan. So I would have a little less trouble to do. Problem was, halfway through that episode, the recording failed. And I lost all of the original take of episode 5. Which meant I had to replay all the way up through the level again, and all the way back to here, which is where we're starting now. Yeah. So, because of that, this episode isn't exactly going to be blind, except for when I land the final hit on the final boss. But on the bright side is, hopefully it'll be go a bit better for me this time instead of gaming over. I'm in pretty good shape this time. I still have all my lives. I'm pretty sure I have a continue. I don't have 2. I would get 2 after beating this level if I had 100% on all the levels, but I do not. In any case, I'm going to be running through Sector Y again. You've already seen most of the level. Instead, I'm just going to hit some of the highlights throughout the level that I didn't cover last episode, now that I've played it quite a bit more.
Goodbye.
So, I'll just have several things to Yeah, I'm recording. So I'll just have several things to mention, and I'll be jumping in between them until we get to the boss, which is where I left off. First of all, those manta rays, they're technically not considered enemies by the game. If they're red, then they're coming at you. If you shoot them, they turn blue and then they go away. Pretty similar with those squids. If they are silver, then they'll sometimes actively try to run into you, sometimes not. Yeah, sometimes the squids will try to run into you, sometimes not, but if you shoot them and they turn blue, then they'll just straight up leave you alone. So that's the first thing, and I'll meet you back when I have another thing to talk about. Alright, right here, those things, if you shoot them, all 3 of those things, I thought they were enemies before. Turns out they're like power-up things, and if you shoot all 3 of them in a row like that, you get a life, provided that you fly through the actual life in the middle. You can actually do that in any level, and it's with those power-ups or those things at any time that you can do that. I just didn't realize it until my failed playthrough of this level. And obviously, blue stingray means it is nice. Red stingray, if it turns yellowish or orangish and gray instead of blue and gray, then it is very mean. Or blue and orange yellow, as it may seem here. Slippy, get out of my way. And right here, this midpoint ring, I actually bothered to look at the manual in between this episode and last. And I'm going to pause right here so I can explain it more appropriately. That midpoint ring, whenever you hit one of those, it acts as a checkpoint for when you need to restart the level. It's not just a major shield restore. You need to hit that if you want the checkpoint. If you fly past the checkpoint and don't go through it, guess what? If you die, you're going back to the beginning of the level. So it's very imperative that you fly through those things. Also, sometimes, right before the boss, a space whale will show up. Don't know what triggers the space whale, and I'm not quite sure. And yes, Slippy didn't have too good... And I missed the checkpoint. Slippy didn't have too good of a time on the run through those levels. He's mostly gone of his shields. So we have another checkpoint. We filled up on our Nova Bombs. We have blue lasers. And before we actually hop into the boss, this shield thing. Also in the manual, it explained it. It'll protect you from damage for several hits, as I said, and then it wears off after that. So it's not time-based, and it is supposedly full invulnerability for several hits. It's just that when it starts wearing away, then you take regular damage. Which is an unconventional way that invulnerability works in games. Alright. So here we are back against the boss. That level honestly doesn't take as long when you know what you're doing. Alright, I'll be honest, I beat this guy once before, but it was mostly luck. I have no idea what I'm doing. Against him, at least. Before I was just kind of shooting until he started glowing, and then I shot him until he died. And that was pretty much how it went. Because you can shoot off, like, the ends of his arms here, but I'm not sure what, like, causes... I'm not sure what causes damage to his arms or not. It's very unspecific about what exactly is causing damage or not. So, like, right there, both of his arms are off. I should be able to shoot his body. Except his arm grew back, because why not? Like, you can follow Peppy's advice all you want, but it's very unspecific. And, okay, even though I'm supposed to be taking no damage there, I did take some damage. So collision does. Apparently any projectiles don't cause any damage. Collision does lessened damage. For as much sense that makes. And, yeah, we dinked it, but it doesn't matter because we beat the level anyways. So, if you get the space whale, it doesn't seem to be that hard. If the space whale doesn't trigger, then you're having a lot of trouble. Unfortunately, Peppy took some damage in there. Yeah, Slippy's not doing too well. Falco's still 100%, I think. Yeah. So, hopefully Slippy will make it through Venom. I was kinda... And it wasn't anger about last time, it was just me being very incompetent. As you can see there, the score total, 100%. Yeah, we gotta continue. It's solid, we gotta continue. It's... Alright, you gotta continue if you hit... let me look at the score. Yeah. If you hit 10,000, 30,000, and 50,000. That's when you get those extra continues. There's not exactly a negative if your teammates die, I don't think. But, one of the reasons you'll want to keep them alive is because you'll be noticing, even though I missed enemies, I'll still be getting like 100% and such, because that score is, when it's talking about 100% or 89%, whatever, that's based on the percentage of enemies that you killed. And that doesn't just include what Fox kills, aka the player, it also includes what your teammates kill. And apparently that happens off screen too, not just on screen. And of course, having more teammates means they can cover more of the enemies that you miss. So you have a likelihood of getting higher, even up to 100% the longer you go. So, in any case, we'll just hop straight on into Venom. Yeah, I already have a restore point from the first time, which was basically the same shape I'm in now, except Slippy's a bit more alive, so it's okay. Is everyone alright, Fox? Yeah, like I'm saying, Slippy's not doing too hot. But we're going to sneak into Venom's back door. His terminology, not mine.
Good luck.
He wishes us good luck, because we're going to need it. In any case, here we are. As you can see, Venom is different depending on what route you is, at least on between routes 1 and 2. I'm not sure about route 3 since it's coming in from the same direction, but we'll find that out later. Yeah. Venom 1 and 2 is very different than before. Let's save Slippy. Yeah. Staying in first person I find is pretty helpful for the space missions. That's probably why they default you to it. I know it's you, Slippy. That's why I'm avoiding you. The only problem is, if these things combust like that, then you might have a bit of trouble. Also, when I was looking at the manual, of course, it also explains Star Fox's story, because that's how these old games do it. And I was sort of right before, sort of not. if you've played any of the if you've played Star Fox Zero or Star Fox 64, then it's a pretty similar story to what you know, or watch the short that precedes Star Fox Zero for that matter. Not Slippy, where are you? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. He's fine now. I'll actually be nice to you this time, Sleepy, even if you did give me some trouble before with that manta ray. I wouldn't have survived that boss anyways. It's because I didn't get the space whale the first time, and it's honestly luck as to whether you get it or not. Let's fly through there. What was this thing? Oh yeah, the story. It's pretty similar. Andros was a Cornerian working on Corneria. He was a scientist until... Say Falco. He was a scientist until he decided... What? Oh, I still have twin blasters. Okay. Yeah, it was because I was turned sideways that it looked like I only had one. That scared me for a second. Anyway, story. Andros. He was a good scientist for Corneria, which isn't supposed to have a large military force because it's a peaceful planet, whatever that's worth. And then Andros, smart scientist, but he turns evil and moves to Venom, I guess. Actually, it specifically says he's banished to Venom because he started like plotting war and all that stuff. But on Venom, he raises an army of exactly what? Like Venomians? I don't know. But he does that, starts attacking the rest of the Lilat system, which supposedly, according to the Star Fox 1 manual at least, is in the Milky Way. So I don't know about that. But that's what it says. But in any case, the Lilat starts to attacking the rest of the Lilat system, including Corneria. And here we have our boss. Pretty simple if you know what to do, which, like I said, I do. You'll be coming over here. Slippy says come back up. You'll want to be avoiding it when it crushes like that. And you'll want to be attacking one side first. So like now it's turning sideways, so when we're coming towards it, dodge to the side, dodge to the other side, get your wings crushed. Don't do that part. Focusing on the boss. Avoid these donuts. I said avoid the donuts. Avoid the donuts. Please don't die, Fox. This would be really sad. Oh! What? Oh. Is that really all? I thought for sure it was going to have another phase. But I'm not complaining. Alrighty. So, Andros starts attacking Corneria. And, in this game at least, Star Fox, they're not a mercenary unit, nor are they part of the Cornerian military as I thought. The game says they're a, quote, group of adventurers or something like that. So they're not mercenaries. Apparently they don't do war for a living. But General Pepper, he apparently doesn't have enough confidence in his fighters to do it. To do what exactly? I probably should have explained that. Apparently Cornerian Tech developed the R-Wings, which are like some super special ship thing, which is why our ships are so much better than literally everyone else's, and why we can just decimate them in single hits and take multiple hits ourselves usually. Yeah, the R-Wings in this game, they aren't original to Star Fox, nor are they like a commonplace technology. There's some super new secret technology that Corneria has been developing, and he entrusts them to the Star Fox team, supposedly the pilots that he trusts, to use them to take on Andros' forces, and that's exactly what we're doing here. This level, it reminds me of something, but I don't know exactly what. Actually, you know what it does remind me of? It reminds me of Star Fox 64. Make sure we get that midpoint. What the heck? That tried to trick me. It reminds me of when you're playing in Sector X on Star Fox 64, and I know this so specifically because I played it just the other day for the video. For editing episode 4. And there, when there's like a diverging path about where you go, I usually take the left one, and it's in a very similar situation to this. Though, of course, that's in space. And for some reason, there seems to be a city below us. I don't know what that's about. That's what it looks like to me, like a city skyline. Ah. That was surprisingly our first hit of the level, so pretty solid, if I may say so myself. Almost had another one. By the way, if you notice that I turn like this to move left and right quickly, the game doesn't explain it. Star Fox 64 does. But that's used to... No. Break. That's used to turn more quickly. Banking. It's also common in most other flight games that have an air of realism about it, which, yeah, this game is totally realistic. And so here we are at the boss of Corneria 2. Stage 6, anyways. How exactly you damage this guy? I don't know. Oh, you damage him by shooting him, of course. But, those guys come out of the woodworks and try to ram your ship. Then he tries to ram your ship, which you need to avoid. And I try braking a lot here, but it doesn't. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. Just gotta make sure you do it. And I still have my double lasers. Good. Sorry, I'm freaking out right now. I really need to beat this boss on a single go. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Destroy it. No, don't. On the bright side, that seemed to be gone. Of course, he trapped me in there, and I didn't do that much damage last time. He's withering away my shields pretty bad. Urgh. Don't do that. That's rude. I wonder if I can launch a Nova Bomb, because we don't have much use for them. Of course, I missed the button. So, he's almost dead. I just need to survive. Even if I get double lasers, I know I can beat Andros with them, because I've done it before. Miraculously. Then again, I also beat him on one hit, which isn't how things went last time. Open up, open up, open up. Yes! Solid. So, with that, we should be continuing on forward. Hopefully there's life in here. Because last time we fly into a random thing out in the middle of nowhere, Star Fox will be showing off the power of 3D. Fox McCloud, I mean. I don't know why I call him Star Fox. I mean, sometimes do. Wolf does that in 64. Doing some very improper maneuvers. Oh, he scared me there. I thought you might make it eventually. He actually has different text this time. Make sure you hit this ring. General Pepper has guided you well. Alright. Don't hit the ground, because doing that takes away some of the point of boosting up your shield from that middle ring. And, of course, both my wings are gone, because why not? Yeah, I'm probably not going to make it through this on my first life, but it honestly doesn't matter. Hopefully I'll have better life next time, because I'm already dead! Well, whatever. I had it too easy. Fly through this middle ring again. Come over here. Come up so we don't hit our bottom wing. Get our boosters back up. Gosh, it seems impossible to dodge these sometimes. And I hit that again. At least we have 2 blasters this time. Like I said, I was having trouble with this boss before, so I hope I don't game over and have to restart. That would suck. Shoot this. Dodge. Because he is on the offensive immediately. Like I said, like my strategy was for last time, focus on one eye. and dodged this attack. For some reason, I don't know if the fight is specifically more difficult this time around, but I was having so much trouble. Like, every time he did that attack, I always got hit at least once after he did the sucking thing. And I still don't know if shooting bombs actually helps or not. I know breaking certainly does. Dodge. Nope. Somehow I avoided getting hit there. So now continue shooting his eye. Get hit again. Not the sucky. Alright, so it seems bombing does not work out too well for you. Good thing to note. It's probably better to keep your bombs for reasons we'll be seeing in just a second. Shoot his mask. There's this cube of him. You'll want to bomb that because this is a multi-phase fight. Or, not multi-phase exactly, more like... I don't know how to explain it. But the point is, last time we did it, one hit was all it took. This time, not so much. Also don't know if shooting your lasers here works at all. But it's a placebo, so it makes me feel a bit safer. Trust me, I need all the help I can. Ooh, ooh. Sometimes you can destroy him, but sometimes stuff like that happens where you just get bombed anyways, even though I swear you've been shooting at it. One more hit, and I'm a goner. Oh, nope. He can still hit you on that one too, so try to avoid that. Whoa. Yes! That's why you should save those bombs, because last time it took me over 3 phases. I still don't know the right word. Last time it took me over 3 phases to get that right. Second try this time, though. That's nice. Somehow we emerged from underground, even though we entered there through the skies. But I'm not exactly complaining. Plus, Sleepy lived. That's good. Peppy and Falco weren't really in much danger, but for some reason it was only Sleepy that was getting beat up in those levels between recording sessions. Ooh, that feels good. Get that out of the way. Feels nice. I don't really think we're going to be getting any different text here. We still have the music playing. By the way, I should probably, disregard these scores. They're just kind of what was happening during that recording session. Not during the recording session because I couldn't record. Sorry. During that recording session because I couldn't record. It was happening, you know, in between. That's what I'm trying to get at. So we did really good except for stage 2 for some reason. I can't remember exactly what happened there that caused me to screw up. That's going to bring down our average real bad. Well into the 80s. Nah, 94 is still not bad. That's still an A. Not even an A minus in most cases.
This is Cornelia, Pepper speaking. Congratulations on a job well done.
Roger. I'm heading back to Cornelia.
I know I mentioned it before, but it is so cool how they have simulated voice acting in here. How you can manipulate the sounds to for it to be that way. And you get to see some of the bosses that we faced. Again, we have the same boss from Cornelia because it didn't change at all. And for some reason we have the same one in Sector X again. and for some reason it still gave me trouble this time around. By the way, something I should... Yeah, Professor Hanger, that one had the weirdest name, I remember in reading the manual. Though I think it was spelled with an A in the manual. Hangar. And screw this guy, whatever he is, I hate him. I hope I never see him again. Anyway, what I was saying, yeah. Even though I had a relatively easy time with Sector Y this time, I still think it's a bad level. It's pretty bad design that they train you to shoot throughout the game, they train you to shoot anything that's coming at you. Though sometimes they differentiate between what is a, I guess, neutral object, as in like the meteors before, and the not neutral objects like the squids and the manta rays. And then they introduce an enemy on screen and then they tell you not to shoot it, otherwise it'll take away over half your health. That's just bad game design in my opinion. Name Andros ... So, like I was saying before, I would highly recommend that you save your bombs for Andros. And the credits shouldn't be any different. So, I'm just going to go ahead and end the episode, even though it's playing this triumphant music. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you at the start of Route 3 for next episode.